But let me get there, though. Yeah. To be fruitful and multiply. All right. Being fruitful and multiplying is having sex. The fruit that was on the tree is what you eat. Read it again. You may freely what? What verse you at again? Read the 16th verse, brother lawyer.
Genesis 2:16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that ye eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt surely die.
Thou shalt surely die. So it was something you eat. Right? Now I'm going to show you what was on the trees. Right? That was in the garden through the precepts in the Bible, so that you don't have to go into anything else concerning the fruit that was in the garden. Right? Let's see what the fruit does. All right. Let's get it. You at Revelation 21? Get Genesis 3. And then after we answer you according to the Bible, I'm going to need to know according to what did someone get having sex out of the... How did someone relate sex to the fruit that was in the garden? After we show you what it's not, you understand, and you get that understanding, you'll know what to stay away from. All right? Go to Genesis 3. Let's see what the fruit was. And hold that and get Genesis 21. Revelations 21. Yeah. Get Genesis 3 and Revelations 21. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. We have some fairly new, so I'm going to answer a few of these questions tonight. All right? Start at the first verse. Genesis 3 and 1 through. Go ahead.
Genesis 3 and 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
We may eat of the trees of the garden. Read.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, Ye shall not eat of it.
You cannot eat what's in the midst of the garden. Read.
Neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For the Most High doeth know that in that day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open.
Your eyes shall be open. Now the serpent is giving Eve an insight on what this fruit is. Read.
And ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Now that would have nothing to do with sex. That would have something to do with knowledge. Now you know good from evil. Knowledge means to know. So now the serpent is giving her information that the Most High did not give Adam. Read.
Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
It was good for what?
That the tree was good for food.
What is food? Food is something you eat, brother. You see that? It was food. Read.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes.
It was pleasant to the eyes. Read.
And the tree to be desired to make one wise.
It did what?
And the tree to be desired to make one wise.
Sex does not make anyone wise. See, but the fact that you wasn't in the garden, you don't understand the power of the fruit that the Most High put in the. Now listen to me. See, but this is where you go off at. You go off with start going into things that the Bible haven't revealed to you. You wasn't there. Neither was I. So we can only go by what the Most High gave us. That there was a fruit that you can eat. Now we understand that also in this garden there was a tree of life. And as long as man eat of this fruit, you would be immortal and never die. That's something else you don't have on this side. And the Most High put angels in front of the garden to block the entrance so that man could not get back in it. So what you're trying to do is rationalize with what we have on this side of the garden with no knowledge of what was in the garden. So there's no way you can do a physical comparison to what we have on this side because we have no entrance into it. You shouldn't even rack your brain with it. What you should do is just accept what the Most High said it is in the Bible so that you don't go off. Because the Bible never said, I don't know how someone got sex from food. Unless you sat there and started philosophizing and going into something that the Most High haven't revealed to us. Because what He revealed to us, go to Revelation 22. Because we know that in the kingdom, the Most High will give us the tree of life again. You understand? So I'll show you what that tree is to let you know it's actual food. When Christ come back, He's going to open that entrance again. That's how we will be immortal. The nations will live 1,000 years with no pain or nothing because they'll have entrance to the same tree. So no. The fruit that was on the tree had nothing to do with sex. It was actual food. And when she ate the food, she knew that she was naked. She knew things that the Most High didn't tell mankind. So this food was different than the food we have. Now you can relate it to some degree. There's certain foods you can eat even on this side that enhances your memory, that enhances your vision. It's what you eat that keeps your body strong, that does certain things within your body, even your mind. But this food before the garden was shut was stronger. It was greater. Okay, you understand? Read Revelations 22. Let's see what happens when the Most High give us this tree back. Start at the first verse. Read.
Revelations 22:1. And He showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb. And in the midst of the street of it, and the either side of the river, there was the tree of life.
The tree of life. Now you know Adam was banished from the tree of life. The Most High put 2 angels in front to stop mankind from ever partaking in this tree. Read.
Which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month.
See that? So this tree was different. It's not like the trees you have here, which will have the same fruit on it every year. This tree was special. It gave you one new fruit for each month that did something for the body. Read.
And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
So when the Most High gives us this tree back, the nations will be able to take a leaf off and eat it and ward off any sickness and live through the whole tenure of Christ's power. So the leaf is for what?
And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
So with this tree, man becomes immortal. That's what the tree is, brother. It was an actual fruit that we have no entrance or no power to get to now. You got that? Now ain't that more simpler to understand than going into the tree had something to do with sex? It's these philosophers that's out there that's confusing people. Just stick with the word. Just stick with the word. Now I'm going to ask you, if it wasn't in the Bible, where did it come from? Thank you. Thank you, brother. It came from man. Get Ecclesiastes 12:12. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. Thank you. It came from man. Read that.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end.
There is no end to these books they're making. The Egyptian Book of the Dead and all these other books they're making. There's no end to it. Why? Because it'll pull you out of the one book you need to understand. And see, I'm going to show you the power of Satan when it comes to these books. He's actually introducing to mankind what he introduced to Eve in the garden. A higher understanding outside of what the Most High gave you. You understand? So, yeah, yes. Adam and Eve was content and they had everything they needed. But Satan always offer a higher knowledge outside of what the Most High give you. Like, man, listen, I understand they deal with that Bible, but there's some greater knowledge out there, brother. There's some higher knowledge that the Egyptians was dealing on a high level, brother. Check out this book. Now, I'm just giving you. Yeah. See, but this is, we teaching, brother. You got to let us teach, all right? Come on. I'm going to show you something, brother. Because they haven't submitted themselves to the knowledge of the Most High, right? Their knowledge have perverted them. They're perverted. Like, how can you break down an English word to break down and give understanding to Hebrews who had no knowledge of English? Moses did not give Israel 3 deity names because he had no understanding of an eye. There was no such thing as eyes and Y's. I mean, Y, the sound, was Y, which was, I is synonymous to Y. So he had no knowledge at all of the English language. So how could he have had some foresight into a future English language and make Israel out of 3 gods in English when there was no English? So even when you talk to an Egypt, like I've spoken with them and I've came back to them and asked them, did Moses speak English, brother? Well, no. So how did he get Israel from 3 gods in English? Does it make any sense to you? It's an actual Hebrew word, which means Yasher Allah. It means to be a prince of God. It's an actual Hebrew word, Yasher Allah. It's not is, it's not Ra or El. It's Yasher Allah. Well, you have to be taught. See, and it's the nation's job to keep you from coming into who you are. So they defame you so that you will stay lost. All right? We don't give no credence to the Egyptian powers. Our God, Ahia, took down the Egyptian gods. So how can I have an Egyptian teach me about my foreparents? We know that the Egyptians and their religions have a problem with us and our God. So how can I go into Egyptology to find me? That's part of our destruction, brother. The Egyptians are philosophers. That's all there ever been. And all the knowledge that they did have came from our father Abraham. Abraham taught the Egyptians mathematics. It all came from our fathers. Okay? So, when they go into small things like Israel come from 3 Egyptian gods, I have to, come on, man.